Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Naresh Mago and with me is Aditi Lumba with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Ram Temple in Ayodhya will be a modern symbol of India's collective willpower. Prime Minister performs Bhumi Pujan and lays foundation stone of Ram Temple. Says Lord Ram is common thread of unity in diversity in the country. People in Ayodhya and across the nation celebrate the occasion. Concrete steps taken by government in Jammu and Kashmir over the past 1 year have led to development and instilled security and confidence among citizens. A record number of over 51,000 people recover from COVID in a single day, and heavy rains continue to lash Mumbai amid red alert in the city. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that the Ram Temple in Ayodhya will become a modern symbol of India's traditions. He said that Ram Mandir will symbolize the power of collective resolution of crores of people, which will keep inspiring the future generations. The Prime Minister was addressing the gathering at Ram Janmabhoomi in Ayodhya.
राम मंदिर के लिए कई सदियों तक कई पीढ़ियों ने अखंड अविरत एक निष्ठ प्रयास किया। आज का ये दिन उसी तप, त्याग और संकल्प का प्रतीक है। राम मंदिर के लिए चले आंदोलन में अर्पण भी था, तर्पण भी था, संघर्ष भी था, संकल्प भी था। जिनके त्याग, बलिदान और संघर्ष से आज ये स्वप्न साकार हो रहा है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today performed Bhumi Pujan and laid the foundation stone of Grand Ram Temple in Ayodhya. With this ceremony, the construction of Ram Temple in Ayodhya started today. On this occasion, the Prime Minister said that today is the day of the liberation of Ram Janmabhoomi from the cycle of breaking down and building up again, and construction of the Ram Temple marks a new chapter in India's history.
आज पूरा भारत भावुक है। सदियों का इंतजार आज समाप्त हो रहा है। करोड़ों लोगों को आज ये विश्वास ही नहीं हो रहा होगा कि वो अपने जीते जी इस पावन दिन को देख पा रहे हैं। बरसों से टाट और टेंट के नीचे रहे हमारे रामलला के लिए अब एक भव्य मंदिर का निर्माण होगा।
Recounting the different Ramayans written in various languages, the Prime Minister noted that Sri Ram is the common thread of unity in diversity in the country. He said that Lord Ram is a symbol of strength and unity for all religions, irrespective of the religion. During his historic address at Ayodhya, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that it is an emotional moment for the entire country, and construction of Ram Temple will also pave the way for the development of Ayodhya and open up several opportunities across sectors which will change the economy of the region.
प्रभु श्री राम ने हमें कर्तव्य पालन की सीख दी है। उन्होंने हमें विरोध से निकलकर बोध और शोध का मार्ग दिखाया है। हमें आपसी प्रेम और भाईचारे के जोड़ से राम मंदिर की इन शिलाओं को जोड़ना है। हमें ध्यान रखना है, जब जब मानवता ने राम को माना है, विकास हुआ है। जब जब हम भटके हैं, विनाश के रास्ते खुले हैं। हमें सभी की भावनाओं का ध्यान रखना है। हमें सबके साथ से, सबके विश्वास से सबका विकास करना है। अपने परिश्रम, अपनी संकल्प शक्ति से एक आत्मविश्वासी और आत्मनिर्भर भारत का निर्माण करना है।
The Bhumi Pujan ceremony started at sharp 12:30 in the afternoon and culminated at 12:45 p.m. Many saints, spiritual leaders and other leaders associated with the Ram Temple movement were present at the ceremony. Mahesh Bhagchandka and Pawan Singhal from the family of late Ashok Singhal, former president of Vishwa Hindu Parishad, were Mukhya Yajman in Bhumi Pujan function. Prime Minister Narendra Modi became the first Prime Minister to have darshan at Ram Janmabhoomi at Hanumangadi Temple of Ayodhya and after planting a sapling of Parijat tree, he took part in the Bhumi Pujan ceremony. The Prime Minister also released postage stamps on the model of Ram Temple and on Ramayana Encyclopedia on this occasion. A wooden Kodandaram statue was presented as a souvenir to the Prime Minister by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. On the occasion, Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, said that it was a dream which had become a reality.
जिसे आज से 6 वर्ष पहले आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने राम राज्य की उस अवधारणा को चरितार्थ करने के लिए आगे बढ़ाया था, जिसमें किसी के साथ न जाति के नाम पर, न क्षेत्र के नाम पर, न भाषा के नाम पर कोई भेदभाव नहीं और सबका साथ, सबके विकास की भावना को चरितार्थ करते हुए जिस कार्यक्रम को 6 वर्ष पहले आगे बढ़ाया था, भगवान राम का यह भव्य और दिव्य मंदिर भगवान राम की यश और कीर्ति के अनुरूप भारत की यश और कीर्ति को भी देश और दुनिया के अंदर इसी रूप में आगे बढ़ाने का कार्य करेगा.
More from our correspondent who is in Ayodhya to cover this historic event.
राम काज कीन्हे बिना मोह कहाँ विश्राम means how can I be relaxed without completing the work of Lord Rama. The lines of Ramcharitmanas reflected the emotions of Prime Minister on the historic occasion. It was sharp 12:45 afternoon when the long-awaited dream of crores of Ram Bhakts across the world turned into reality and a chapter in the history was added in Ayodhya. Prime Minister Narendra Modi performed the Bhumi Puja for the temple of Ram Lala amidst chanting of shlokas, blowing of conch shells and renditions of Jai Shri Ram. Clad in traditional Indian attire of dhoti kurta, Prime Minister bowed down in front of Ram Lala, performed puja, accepted the mukut or the crown and turban given by priest of Hanumangarhi and did parikrama also. He became the first Prime Minister to do so. The city of Lord Rama was reverberating with sound of Ram Dhun on this occasion. Although lanes of Ayodhya took a deserted look because of the security reasons, but in the houses and temples of the city, people were doing Ram Kirtan and recitation of Ramcharitmanas. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Ayodhya.
People in Ayodhya and across the nation celebrate the occasion.
बहुत खुशी मिल रही है. मोदी जी को मैं बहुत धन्यवाद कहना चाहती हूँ कि वो मंदिर बनवा रहे हैं. मंदिर जल्दी से बन जाए, हम उनकी दर्शन करें. जय श्री राम.
नींव पड़ गई है, शिलादान हो गया है. इस उपलक्ष्य में हम लोग दिए जला के, ढोल नगाड़े बजा के, होली खेल के, दिवाली मना के और इतना उल्लास है सिविल लाइन वासियों में कि रंग गुलाल खेलते हुए राम मंदिर निर्माण की खुशी मना रहे हैं.
बहुत भाग्यशाली है जो हम लोग को ये शुभ अवसर देखने का मौका मिला और हम बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं मोदी जी का. बहुत खुश हैं. अपनी खुशी बयान नहीं कर सकते, कैसे बयान करें.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said this day will remain etched in the memory of every Indian. Mr. Modi in a tweet said, "It was a blessed day in Ayodhya. May the blessings of Bhagwan Sri Ram always be upon us." He prayed that India may scale new heights of progress and every Indian be healthy and prosperous. Home Minister Amit Shah today said that construction of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya has been a symbol of faith of Hindus around the world for centuries. In a series of tweets, he said, construction of this magnificent temple demonstrates the strong and decisive leadership of Modi's government. He said the Modi government will always be committed to protecting and preserving the Indian culture and its values. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar today said the people of the country and abroad are very happy with the commencement of construction process of Ram Temple. In a tweet, Mr. Javadekar said the atmosphere of the country has changed now and it is believed that complex problems can be resolved in a peaceful manner.
In Jammu and Kashmir, there has been a decline of fresh recruits into the terrorist ranks and neutralization of many active commanders of various terror outfits. Following the revocation of Article 370, the law of the land has prevailed over the atmosphere of fear and lawlessness. Incidents of stone pelting have come down substantially. Concrete steps have been taken by government to end corruption. A report.
The year 2019 proved very important for Anti-Corruption Bureau. For the first time, cognizance in bank fraud cases was taken by ACB and investigation of some of the cases was completed in record time. Moreover, 4 challans against J&K Bank related to illegal appointments were produced before the Anti-Corruption Court in December last year for trial of the accused. In its crusade against corruption, ACB registered 73 FIRs last year, which include 40 cases in Jammu Division and 33 cases cases in Kashmir division. 29 cases were challaned in the court of law during this period. 11 disproportionate assets cases were registered in 2019 as against 8 cases in 2018. With Bhupendra Singh, Suparna Sekya, AIR News, Delhi.
Ladakh is celebrating the first anniversary of realization of its 7-decades-old dream today. It was on this day last year Ladakh was granted the status of Union Territory. Lieutenant Governor R.K. Mathur has greeted the people on the occasion. In an exclusive interview to AIR News, Mathur expressed his belief that Ladakhis have all the potential to prosper in all spheres of life. He said disciplined and hard-working Ladakhis deserve better life.
During my tours and various interactions, meetings in Leh itself, I have developed a great respect for the people of Ladakh. The qualities of the people are tremendous. In no part of the country I would see a population as disciplined as I have seen here. It develops a great respect for the people of this land.
In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the at-home function for this year's Independence Day, to be hosted by Raj Bhavan Srinagar, as per past practice, stands cancelled in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. The decision was taken after assessing the current circumstances of COVID-19 pandemic in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and keeping in view the compliance of all healthcare protocols and SOPs notified by the central and the Union Territory government.
All states and union territories have lifted about 118 lakh metric ton of 3-month food grains from FCI depots and central pool for distribution among National Food Security Act beneficiaries. Further, all states and UTs have reported a distribution of over 111.52 lakh metric ton, which is 93.5% of the allocated food grains for the period between April and June. According to FCI, 37.5 lakh metric ton food grains were distributed in April and May, covering 75 crore beneficiaries in each month. In June, 36.54 lakh metric ton food grains were distributed, covering about 73 crore beneficiaries. Following an announcement of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package in March, the Department of Food and Public Distribution had started its implementation for a period of 3 months, April, May and June. This was done so that the poor and vulnerable beneficiaries under NFSA do not suffer on account of non-availability of food grains during the unprecedented time of COVID-19 crisis. Atal Innovation Mission AIM has declared the results of its flagship National Annual Innovation Marathon Challenge. The ATL Tinkering Marathon 2019 was held over 50,000 Atal Tinkering Labs across the country and announced 150 winners of the marathon. The challenge was executed by AIM in partnership with MyGov on MyGov's Innovate platform this year. 42% of the winning teams are from rural areas and 57% are from government schools. About 45% of the winning team students are girls.
You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Ram Temple in Ayodhya will be a modern symbol of India's collective willpower. Prime Minister performs Bhumi Pujan and lays foundation stone of Ram Temple. Says Lord Rama is common thread of unity and diversity in the country. People in Ayodhya and across the nation celebrate the occasion. Concrete steps taken by government in Jammu and Kashmir over the past 1 year have led to the development and instilled security and confidence among citizens. Record number of over 51,000 people recover from COVID in a single day, and heavy rain continue to lash Mumbai amid a red alert in the city. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The highest recoveries from coronavirus have been reported in the country within 24 hours. A total of 51,706 people affected with coronavirus have recovered in a single day, which is the highest figure since the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic in India. This has resulted in further improvement in the recovery rate, which has reached 67.19% in the country. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry today said a total of 12,82,215 people have recovered from coronavirus so far. It said there has been a 63.8% increase in recovered cases in the last 14 days. The aggressive testing, along with ramped-up hospital infrastructure, has ensured the increasing recovery rate, which has improved from 63% to 67% in 2 weeks. The ministry said a total of 52,509 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the past 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 19,08,254. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the country is 5,86,244. In a single day, 857 deaths have been reported, taking the nationwide toll to 39,795. The case fatality rate has further declined to 2.08% in the country. Meanwhile, the Indian Council of Medical Research has said that a total of 2,14,84,402 tests have been conducted in the country so far. In Madhya Pradesh, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan was discharged from hospital in Bhopal today after recovering from a coronavirus infection. The Chief Minister had tested positive for coronavirus on July the 25th. He was in hospital for 11 days. Doctors have advised Mr. Chauhan to stay in home quarantine and monitor his health for a week. As per the health bulletin of the hospital, Mr. Chauhan had been asymptomatic for the past 10 days. The doctors who were treating him found that all his clinical parameters were within normal limits.
Nation's first ICMR-approved mobile RT-PCR COVID lab developed by Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru was inaugurated by Karnataka Medical Education Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar today. Packed with all the safety features, this unique lab is capable of producing accurate results within 4 hours. In a month, the mobile lab can conduct 9,000 tests. The lab can be utilized for testing H1N1, HCV, TB, HPV, HIV virus also. The mobile lab was handed over to Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences in Bengaluru today. Called as Mobile Infection Testing and Reporting Lab, MITR can be deployed in corona hotspots quickly. Another innovative project fructified in Bengaluru today when a bus stand was converted into 200-bed COVID care center. The bus stand used by Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation is converted into COVID care center with the help of Rotary Care Foundation and Neonica Eye Trust. In Meghalaya, 22 new COVID-19 cases were detected today, taking the total active positive cases to 595. Director of Health Services, Dr. Aman Waugh, said that out of 22 new cases, 19 were from East Khasi Hills district and all were civilians, 1 BSF personnel in West Garo Hills district and 2 civilians in Southwest Garo Hills district. So far, 39,553 samples have been sent for testing out, of which 38,062 were found negative and results of 552 were awaited. The total number of recovered cases is 339.
In the Union Territory of Puducherry, 286 more persons have been tested positive for the coronavirus disease and 7 people have died, leaving 1,721 active cases. As per the COVID-19 status report released today by the Health Department, 182 new cases were reported in Puducherry region, 21 in Karaikal, 80 in Yanam and 3 in Mahe region. As many as 109 persons were treated and discharged. Kerala continues to report a spike in COVID cases as 1,195 new cases were confirmed today. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said that among the new cases, 971 persons contracted the virus through contact. Thiruvananthapuram continues to report the highest number of cases as 274 new COVID cases were confirmed today. The death toll in the state due to COVID has touched 94 as 7 more deaths were confirmed. 1,234 persons have recovered from the infection. The total active COVID cases in Kerala has risen to 11,492. Meanwhile, the Met Department has predicted very heavy rain in northern and central Kerala in the coming 4 days. A high alert has been issued in landslide-prone regions, low-lying areas and coastal regions.
In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. Nand Kumar, Professor of Psychiatry, AIIMS, suggested people to stay at home, spend time with family members and practice yoga.
Stay at home, spend time with the family, do household work, exercise, listen to music, sing with the family, do yoga, meditation and take care of emotional need of the family.
Dr. Anvida Agarwal, resident infectious diseases, AIIMS, advised people not to be negligent and stay at their homes.
Coronavirus may be invisible, but the number of people affected are very much visible, and the numbers are increasing from day to day. Don't be negligent. Please stay at home.
The Centre today issued a notification asking the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, to investigate the death of Bollywood actor Sushant Singh Rajput. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar also demanded such a probe. Earlier today, the Centre told the Supreme Court that it has accepted the request by the Bihar government to order a CBI probe in Sushant Singh Rajput case. CBI spokesperson said the agency is ready to probe the case. Rajput was found dead in his apartment in Mumbai's Bandra on June 14th.
Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar today made an aerial survey of flood-affected areas of the state. Mr. Kumar also visited relief camps and met flood victims in Darbhanga. During his visit to the camps, the Chief Minister inquired about the relief measures. He instructed the concerned authorities to do corona tests on every flood victim who was living in the relief camps. After reviewing the prevailing devastating floods, Nitish Kumar inspected all embankments during the aerial survey. About 67 lakh people of 16 districts spread over 1,165 panchayats are reeling under the impact of flood. The flood situation continues to remain grim in districts of Darbhanga, Muzaffarpur, Samastipur, Sitamarhi, Gopalganj, East Champaran and Saran districts. The Met Department has forecast heavy rains in catchment areas of various rivers in North Bihar as well as Nepal in the next 48 hours.
India's extended line of credit worth $18 million to the government of Maldives for the expansion of fishing facilities at Maldives Industrial Fisheries Company, MIFCO. The project envisages investment in fish collection and storage facilities and the setting up of tuna-cooked plant and fish meal plant. It is part of $800 million line of credit offered by India with repayment tenor of 20 years and a 5-year moratorium. Indian High Commission at Male said fishing is deeply connected to the Maldivian way of life and is a key driver of the economy through exports. It said India recognizes that Maldives is globally known for its pole and line artisanal fishing that is sustainable and responsible. This project will benefit the Maldives in accessing new markets, increasing fish collection and storage capacity, along with creating greater value addition and additional sources of income. The High Commission said that they are confident that this project would reinforce India's time-honored bonds of partnership with the Maldives.
In Lebanon, the rescue workers are searching for more than 100 people who are missing after a huge explosion devastated the port area of capital Beirut last night. The blast killed at least 100 people and injured more than 4,000 others. The whole city was shaken by the explosion and a mushrooming cloud could be seen spreading over the port area. President Michel Aoun said the blast was caused by 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate stored unsafely in a warehouse. President Aoun declared 3 days of mourning. The Indian Embassy in Lebanon is in touch with the Indian community. The embassy has also shared its helpline numbers with them. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed his deepest condolences to the families of the victims as well as to the people and government of Lebanon. In Sri Lanka, the polling for parliamentary elections has concluded with voter turnout of around 71% reported countrywide. The voting is around 10% less compared to the previous election as strict health guidelines are in place in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. No major incident was reported and the polling remained largely peaceful. Extensive arrangements were in place and people queued up wearing face masks while the use of hand sanitizers was mandatory at the polling booths. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, former PM Ranil Wickremesinghe and former President Maithripala Sirisena are among the main contestants seeking to enter the parliament. The voting began at 7 in the morning and an extra hour of polling was kept in view of the COVID situation and social distancing to be kept during the voting process. The counting of votes will be held tomorrow and initial results are expected by late evening. Over 7,450 candidates are in the fray for parliament seats, while around 1.62 crore voters are eligible to exercise their franchise at around 13,000 polling booths.
India today said China has no locus standi on Jammu and Kashmir and advised it to not comment on the internal affairs of other nations. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastava said this in response to a media query on Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson's recent comment on Jammu and Kashmir. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program this evening will bring you a special program on COVID-19. Dr. N. Mathur, Director, Lady Hardinge Medical College, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on the toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. One can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. Heavy rains continue to lash Mumbai and its neighbouring districts, disrupting normal life amid numerous incidents of waterlogging across low-lying areas and railway stations. While extreme waterlogging was reported from Dadar, Girgaon, Mahim, Baikula and Andheri, rail services continue to remain partially suspended, inconveniencing essential services workers. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has taken stock of the situation and advised the city's civic chief to address issues of waterlogging and uprooting of trees on urgent basis. He has urged police personnel, NDRF, rail and hill services employees to cooperate with the civic administration in dealing with the situation. More from our correspondent.
According to Indian Meteorological Department, Mumbai and its suburbs have witnessed rainfall ranging from 70 to 225 millimeters since this morning, while the neighbouring Thane, Palghar and Dahanu regions have seen rainfall of over 400 millimeters. Stating that monsoon is very active over the state, IMD has issued an extreme rainfall warning that is likely to cause flash floods in many areas of Konkan, Goa and Madhya Maharashtra in the next 24 hours. Adding that rainfall activity is likely to subside only after 7th August, Deputy Director General of IMD Mumbai, Mr. K.S. Hoshalikar has advised people to stay indoors for the next 2 days. With many rivers flowing above the danger mark, flood alert has also been sounded for people residing near the river basins in Ratnagiri, Raigad, Satara, Sindhudurg, Sangli and Kolhapur districts. Nisha Rani, AIR News, Mumbai.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. It will have a minimum temperature of around 29 degrees Celsius and maximum of 36 degrees. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will hover between 26 and 33 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will witness generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature in the metropolis will be around 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 32 degrees. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 34 degrees Celsius. The city will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be around 19 degrees, while the maximum will be 33 degrees. Ladakh will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 19 and 31 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 18 and 31 degrees Celsius. It will experience mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. In Muzaffarabad, there will be mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. The minimum temperature will be 22 degrees Celsius, while the maximum temperature will be 36 degrees. Chandigarh will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder or lightning.
And now, before we end, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Ram Temple in Ayodhya will be a modern symbol of India's collective willpower. Prime Minister performs Bhumi Pujan and lays foundation stone of Ram Temple, says Lord Ram is common thread of unity in diversity in the country. People in Ayodhya and across the nation celebrate the occasion. Concrete steps taken by government in J&K over the past 1 year have led to development and instilled security and confidence among citizens. Record number of over 51,000 people recover from COVID in a single day, and heavy rains continue to lash Mumbai amid red alert in the city. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com. And that is all in the evening news. Good night.